Good evening everyone, this is KaiFu here. Today I have a deck profile for you guys. Today's deck profile will be based on Diabolos. Now for those Americans who don't have the Valhalla series, Diabolos is part of the Valhalla series. So in this video I'll be talking about the strength and weakness of this deck and also my own deck recipe of this deck. And also I'll be explaining what Diabolos does in the Valhalla series for those American players doesn't have it. So let's get on with the video guys. So in this video, Diabolos is the main ruler or J ruler for this deck. So let's talk about the ruler size. Now, the ruler size has one ability which most of the time people abuse the ability. So what does it does? Now, what it does is that pay 4 costs, so meaning you can pay 4 of any color because it doesn't show specific colors. So pay 4 costs of any, pay 4 costs and target a resonator in your graveyard and put it back on the field. Simple, but however, it can attack on the turn it's being played. And also at the end of the turn, that resonator was resurrected by Diabolos, remove it from the game regardless on the field or in the graveyard. So it can go for really hefty damage on board, like on turn 4 to 1,500 damage, 1,000 damage on board depending what you have in your graveyard. So obviously you have to use a lot of mill engine to actually get this guy going. Now what's his J activation cost? His J activation cost of pay 5 of any colors, so obviously easy to handle, and also discard 3 cards from your hand to activate it. So you'd be like, whoa, this kind of 3 cards is a bit hefty, isn't it? Not really, because his ability, when you click on the J rule side, it has a really powerful ability for resurrection. Let's talk about it now. Now on his J rule side, he has a couple abilities, 2 main abilities, and one of them is a flyer. So pretty much is a flying resonator. Not resonator. He's a flying J ruler. So meaning unless your opponent has a flyer or a target attack, it can't actually hit this guy. His first ability is when he enters the field. So when you J activate, when he enters the field, destroy all resonator on the field. So pretty much he's a field wiper. And when I finish my destruction, select 3 cards from my graveyard as resonator and put it back on the field. If you cannot select 3 resonator from my graveyard, I cannot activate this ability. So obviously by discounting 3 cards, you'll be discounting a lot of big resonator from your hand, like to the graveyard, like heavy cost resonator, like 6+, 5+, or even a lot higher to actually make him really effective overall and put him back on the field. So obviously you can't attack on the turns being played because it doesn't give haste like on the ruler side. But however, if your resonator has swiftness, it can attack right away because it has swiftness as a simple skill. Let's talk about his last ability. You pay 1 darkness, 2 other colors, and banish 2 resonator on your side field, resurrect 1 resonator from your graveyard and put it back on the field, and it can attack on the turn it's summoned. Now this one is a bit different from the ruler side because this one you're able to keep the resonator at the end of the turn anyway, so regardless you use the ability or not, you can still keep it, doesn't get removed like in the ruler side. But in the ruler form, basically you actually use it to wear down your opponent's life to the point that they're going to run out of resources, and flip the J ruler over, nuke the whole field and reset the field. And it's really hard to deal with because he is a bomb, pretty much he bombs the field, so you put a lot of field presence on the field, he can actually just wipe the field really easily. So let's talk about the magic stone that actually works with him. For the magic stone lineup, I play 4 green-black and 6 black stones. So obviously this is a heavy black stone deck, so pretty much I don't need a lot of dual colors except for black green. Now black green is not necessarily needed because I'm only playing because there's one spell I want to use as an addition, so it actually makes my deck really powerful overall. So you only need 6 stones, so 6 stones of any colors you want, but for this purpose I'm going to use with 6 darkness stone and 6 black greens. So that's all for the dual stone and stones. I have nothing to explain here. Pretty simple overall. So let's get on with the main deck itself. For the main deck itself, I play 4 Buzz, Now Buzz is a Valhalla series card, so for those American players doesn't know, what it does is that break, put on the field. Pretty simple, right? At the end of the turn, it's continuous ability. At the end of the turn, you may put the top card of your main deck into the graveyard. So this applies to both players and phase, so you can actually abuse him to actually mill a lot of good cards, like your big cost, heavy cost overall, and resurrect later with Diabolos. So using Diabolos' ability to resurrect and using his ability to mill to actually speed the deck up to the point that it's quite deadly at the late game or mid game for you. So let's go on to the 2-drops. The 2-drops I only play 4 card soldier clubs. Why is she in here? Well, obviously her enter skill is really powerful for, well, especially for this deck. Why? Now, when you play this card on the field, reveal the top 4 card of your deck. If any of them is card soldiers, add it to your hand. That's irrelevant, but that's the next part. If any of them, and the rest will go to the graveyard. So pretty much you want to mill your deck. You don't care if you search it, great, +1. If not, you mill the deck, so which is a bonus because you actually want to abuse Diabolos' ability to resurrect big cost and swing for game. So that's all the 2 cards I play. You might seem like, whoa, there's a lot of you don't have enough 1-drops, 2-drops. It doesn't matter because you can resurrect with him. So you want all your big costs in your hand and actually use it, which I will explain later. Now for the 3-drops, I play 4 Cerberus. Cerberus is a 3 cost 8/8. It has a break ability, so it's one of the Valhalla series card. Break, put it on the field, and it will trigger the enter ability. What's the enter ability? As soon as this card's been dropped on the field from your hand, you have to discard 1 card, if not destroy it. So pretty much, it's a 8/8, so it's a really high stats, obviously as a 3 cost, and you discard a card, which is amazing because by discarding card from your hand, you can actually use Diabolos' ability to resurrect, so really good overall. So that's all the engine to actually help you speed the deck up. I don't play anymore. So let's go on to the high cost, or where the deck shine the most. For the 4 costs, I play 3 Mephisto, was it? Yeah, Mephisto, yeah. I play 3 Mephisto, pretty much he's a 15/15 beta. You can resurrect him and swing for 15 and remove from the game. His only purpose is just deal damage. For the 5 costs, I play 4 Konoichi, 2 Ancient Fallen, I can't remember this guy's name, and 2 Fafnirs. These are the 5-drops I play in this deck. So what does Konoichi does? Now Konoichi is one of the Valhalla series card. Now what it does is that at the beginning of your end phase, draw until you have 7 cards in hand. So pretty much obviously it actually refills your hand because you have Diabolos to, like, you need a lot of negging cards because this deck negs a lot to make big plays. So it allows you to do a lot of draw power, get your big dudes in hand, and discard later for J activating. So really powerful overall, so it allows you to do a lot of shenanigans. Fallen Angel, another Valhalla series card. What does it do? Now it's a flyer, so it's a 7 flyer, so it's a Valhalla series card. What does it do? Its continuous ability is that all 3 costs for chant and instant you cast are reduced by 1. So the ability is not needed. You can just this thing is just here to attack for 11 directly to the face, and it's a fly as well, so impossible for opponent to block. Next we have I think Jaugen, I can't remember his name. It's a 15/15 5 cost. So what does it do? The enter ability is that when it enters the play, destroy all my magic stone that use the cost to cast it. So pretty much, I pay 5, kill itself, kill the whole field, kill all my magic stone. So you usually don't manual summon him. How I summon him is pretty much using resurrection from Diabolos, and in this game, if you resurrect, you don't trigger the enter ability. So example, you resurrect card soldier, you can't activate enter skill, you resurrect Cerberus, you can't trigger the enter ability. So any resurrection at all from Valhalla series or Crimson Moon series, you do not trigger the enter ability, which makes this guy really powerful. Why? Because it has piercing ability. Now piercing in magic is called trample, so pretty much when it attacks and your opponent blocks, and the attack defense from the resonator, subtract the attack point from this guy to inflict damage to it. So it's just a piercing damage guy. And next I have 2 Fafnirs. Fafnirs in here, he's a flyer, 900, 600. When it battles monster or battles a resonator, that damage reflect to another resonator on the field. Say for example, your opponent has a flyer 10-10, and you attack it, they block it, and that 10-10 will be reflected to another resonator on the field, so you can reflect to their resonator obviously. And be careful how you use it because this can backfire on you sometimes, but overall this is really good overall. Lastly, for my 6 drops, I play 2 Mirage Dark. Mirage Dark is in here because he is a really good finisher because he has Shroud. Shroud is pretty much in Magic term, it's called protection overall. So I can pay 1 cost to protect it from spells or abilities for until end turn. It's another Valhalla series card, so in the Crimson Moon series you will not be getting these. So majority of these cards are Valhalla series, so this is the origin format obviously, so if I didn't mention that earlier. And lastly, for the 10 cost, which is, whoa, 10 cost, for Yamato Onorichi, the 8 Disaster. So pretty much he's the finisher of the deck. You can get him out really on turn 4 if you have some way to get him to the graveyard by using Cerberus, Card Soldier, Buzz, or using a spell card, which I will mention later. Putting him on the field, deal attacks 8 times, 208 times, so you can do at least 16 damage. Is it 8 or 9? I can't remember. 8, yeah. Attack 8 times, so you can 200 each time, so 2 times 8 is 16 damage on board, like literally, what more can you ask? 16 damage on board, and its swiftness is 1 target attack, so it's really powerful. The other ability is irrelevant, so don't worry about it. So you just attack like really tremendously powerful overall. So that's all the Resonator I play. You really want to play as many heavy cost Resonator in this deck because it allows you to utilize Diabolos' ability at its full potential. So let's get on with the spell lineup. For the spell lineup, I play 4 unreasonable choice. Now this is a staple in any Diabolos deck. You must play a 4. I can't stress enough. You must play 4. 3 isn't good enough. You won't draw into it. 4 is a must. It's one of those Valhalla series card in the Valhalla series card. So what does it do? Now I'll read it to you guys what it does. Now choose 2 cards from your hand. Okay. The chosen card choose a card random among them. If the card's been chosen is a Resonator, put that onto your field, the rest goes to the graveyard. So the obvious combo is pretty much that you play this and select any of your high cost Resonator, so your 4 costs above, and your opponent picks one of them randomly and then put it onto the field, and usually is big. So it's a -2 card, but however it actually makes powerful play overall. Brings like out your Mephisto, your Konoichi, your Fallen Angel, Jalban, I think Fafnir's, Mirage Dark, Yamato. Like you can bring a lot of big dudes on the field if you know how to play. So a 4 is a must. I can't stress enough for any build. You must play 4 off. Next I play 3 Stoning to Death. Pretty much interaction card to stop your opponent playing big cards on the field to stop you from your plays. 1 Dark Knight of Oath, so pretty much pay 400 life. Pay 400 life to increase your Darkness Will for the turn 5 free. So it's a power play card. You can use this once per game, and the break ability is that you break your draw card. So it's a Valhalla series card obviously. So overall. And next for my last 2 cards I play Carton of Cakes. Pretty much if you guys don't see the combo then I'll explain it to you guys. So pretty much what Diabolos does is that, like I said earlier in the video, pay 4, target Resonator in your graveyard, resurrect the attack directly or attack right away, and end of the turn remove it. Now, using Cotton Cake's ability, remove that target Resonator so it doesn't get exiled. So, but even gets removed from it, you can actually bring it back with it. So because you actually use pay 1, put under the cake, and the cake will stop it from happening because it's already been removed by this card ability, not this card ability. So meaning you can, when you pay this ability to bring it back, you put it back on the field really easily. Not put back, return to the field. Keyword return and put are 2 different things. If you return Cotton Cake Zone, not Cotton Cake, Cotton Cakes, you can't attack with it because it was returned, not put on the field. 2 different keywords. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Let's go talk about the strength and weaknesses of this deck. So what are the strength? What are the weaknesses of this deck? Well, the first strength of it is that it has a lot of heavy big sticks. So if you constantly bring it out, it hits for high damage like on turn 4, but not as fast as 5 obviously, but it hits really hard to roll, like with your 15 piercing, flying resonators. Oh my god man, this can kill you like on turn 7, not turn 6 as well if you know how to use it effectively. Not only that, another strength of it is that you don't need to play a lot of low cost Resonator, so you can bring a whole bunch of high cost Resonator and discard it with Cerberus or using what do you call it? Unreasonable Choice. So using those combinations actually make this card really powerful overall. Like you can resurrect overall, like bring a lot of big dudes on the field, hit for high damage. Like example, like here's one big example for it. You use Unreasonable Choice, right? Target 2 Orichi, and your opponent has picked one of those Orichi, and then you put on the field attack for 16 directly to the face. Like, whoa. what more can you ask? Now, what are the weaknesses of the deck? Well, the weakness is that it takes time to set up, obviously, and also a spell out there can actually fizzle this deck out, which is Zig, the Ancient Magic. Zig is from the from the Two Tower series, which is what it does is that as 4 abilities, I'll talk the main one. The main one is that target a player, return all the cards from the graveyard back to the deck. So actually it fizzles this deck out because this card relies on the graveyard, so it's a heavy resurrection card deck. So if your opponent casts it on you, you have no way out against it. So that's why the sideboard comes in. You can side in your 4 string, Absolute Cake Sonus on, allows you to stop that magic from going off. That's literally it. Like, there's not a lot of strength and weaknesses of this deck because the strength is really powerful overall, like nuking the field with Diabolos, Resurrection, of course, resetting the field. Like, it puts your advantage so high to the point that your opponent can't come back. But however, in the mid game to late game, that's where your deck shine. In the early game, it doesn't do much, so you'll be taking somewhat a lot of damage, especially when you're versing fire. So be really careful how you use this deck because you'll be versing a lot of fire decks overall in the Valhalla series or Origin format overall. So yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening guys, hope you guys enjoyed it, and talk to you guys next time. Peace.